Hey everyone, I just want to thank you all for joining me today. It's an incredibly exciting day, a big day, because this is where I get to sign my publishing agreement with Amplify Publishing for the book Grow Through It. It's been years in the works because this is really a story about myself and my dad and some of the choices I made that goes clear back to when I was only 19 years old. So before I take any questions, I just want to take this moment to thank Naren and the team over there and get ready to sign my publishing agreement and contract to be able to bring this body of work into the world and hopefully bless every single person that decides to consume it in a way that'll change their lives, much like the choice and the whole decisions and the framework around a Grow Through It mindset has changed mine. All right, that's a big step. It's exciting. It's nerve-wracking a little bit because this is my first book, and those friends of mine who have written one, I've talked to how they feel about exposing themselves this way, and I know to put a body of work out like this, it means that I have to be vulnerable in a way that I may not have always been, but that's been part of the journey that I've been on for the last few years, developing, growing, and sharing some of my viewpoints and my thought leadership. So on that note, I'd like to take a few questions.
Can you tell us a little bit about the book?
It ultimately is a book about how a single choice can help you change your life by choosing how you navigate it. Right? This is a book about the choice that I was presented when my dad was diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease when I was only 19 years old. And it's also a book about his legacy. And I get this opportunity to take what has transpired over almost the last 30 years of when my cousin Ray asked me, are you going to choose to go through this or are you going to choose to grow through it? The choice I made to grow through it, how that changed my life, how it affected my journey watching my dad eventually pass away from ALS. But it's an opportunity to tell and extend his legacy, use his death to positively impact the lives of others, and the framework that I've built around that choice and the decisions that I've made in a way to help people become the best versions of themselves. Okay, back there.
How did you first hear about Amplify and start the relationship?
So I first met Naren at one of the Impact 11 bootcamp masterclasses and have had the pleasure of getting to know him over the last 18 or plus months. And so that's how I first heard about Amplify and kind of helped me go into the direction of choosing them to publish this book with. All right, yes.
Yes, sir. Why did you decide to sign with Amplify?
That is a great question. Why did I decide to sign with Amplify? Look, to be honest, there are so many great publishing houses out there, but I didn't even look at any other ones. Partially because of why I just answered, getting to know Naren at Impact 11. But when you look at the company, you look at the people that are behind it, and I'll start with the books that I've consumed. I mean, over the last 3 years, I have consumed multiple books from authors that have published with Amplify, including Prepare for Impact with Ryan Estes, Hunting Discomfort, Sterling Hawkins. The list goes on in my Audible library. And some of those authors have become friends of mine. So when you have Aaron Stafford, Paul Epstein, Josh Linkner, and a multitude of others that have already made that decision, and you lean into why they decided that, it makes it very easy to make a similar decision. And then when you look at the leadership team of Amplify, you've got Naren Aryal, you've got Josh Linkner, you've got Eric Schoenberg, and Mel Robbins. I mean, come on. When you sit there and you stack up world-class people to lead a world-class company, it makes the decision that much easier. And then one final reason, Naren. I've already mentioned getting to know him over the last 18 months. Here just not even 4 weeks ago, I think it was, we both took on the 29 of 29 Everesting Challenge in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it is one of the hardest endurance challenges you can do. You have 36 hours to climb the equivalent height of Mount Everest. And Naren did that with me. And we've been training for it for the last 7 months leading up to it. So when you have somebody who is encouraging me, training with me, and then we get to do an event like that together, and you see the commitment that he had to that performance and to my completion of the challenge, it gave me, I mean, an immense amount of insight of what I can expect to get from both him and Amplify as I walk through this journey of bringing this body of work to life, and launching it and impacting the lives of others. All right, right there.
How far into the writing process are you?
So the writing process for me, and I may end up getting a writing coach. Naren and I talked about that, but I really wanted to go through this journey myself. So actual words written as of today and signing this, I'm about 25% in a written format, ready to go through the editing process. Obviously, won't do that till it's completely done. Then when you look at the amount of notes and ideas and thoughts that I need to formulate and put into actually finishing some chapters and writing that out, I'm somewhere in between probably 50 to 70% of the way done. I still have some stories I want to research, people I want to talk to, and really dive into some more application of some of my concepts and principles around the framework of a grow through it mindset to make this as impactful as possible. Okay, go ahead.
Can you share a little about the concept of grow through it?
Yes, so the idea of growing through it, I kind of mentioned it at the beginning. When my dad was diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease, I went home 3 months later, and my cousin Ray pulled me off to the side, and through a conversation, he looked at me and he goes, you know, Keith, you have a choice to make, and neither decision's wrong, but what you decide can determine everything. Are you going to choose to go through this or grow through this? And I chose to grow through it, and it changed my life, and it not only changed my life, it changed the way I approached relationships, business, and over the next 20-some years after that, it opened the doors to a framework that I've created that will be a big part of this book, right? There's 5 key characteristics of people that are on this journey, and we'll dive into those into this book because any one of those pieces, those characteristics, are areas that people can focus on. And when you tie them all together and you choose to grow through life instead of simply go through life, it is something that will change you. Right? And I'm still toying around with some taglines for the book itself, but I'm really leaning towards, you know, change your mindset, change your life, change the world. Because that's what that's what this framework has the power to do. That's what it's done for my life, and I know it is available to anybody that wants to choose to grow through life instead of going through it. All right, one more question.
What's the expected launch date?
Well, the expected launch date, we're shooting for November 2026. So while that is still, a little under a year and a half away, this is a long process, and that's the expected launch date. I will tell everybody here and anybody who watches and listens to this that I will not sacrifice quality to hit a date. I want to make sure that when this book is released into the world, again, I don't care if one person reads it, I want it to be the most impactful book that I can put out around this framework, and I will not shortchange the process to simply hit a date. So, you know, fingers crossed, and that's another reason why I'm excited to have the Amplify team behind me, is they'll help me push me to achieve that launch date and go through the process with me. But right now we're looking at November 2026, and I'm very, very excited to build around the idea of promoting and launching this and putting this body of work into the world. All right. Thank you all so much for joining me today. And just one thing, as you anticipate this book, start looking at ways that you can choose to grow through your life instead of going through it, and stay tuned for more.